Welcome to Light the Wick. I'm your host, James Weedman. On today's show, we'll speak to some people behind a local mural piece, talk to some theatrical stars, and still have time to get dressed up and visit a local comic show. YSUscape has only been a student organization for 7 months, but they've already shown their worth around town. Jeff Hogan checks out one of their more recent projects.
You may not have heard about YSUscapes just yet, but you've probably noticed a couple of changes around town. One of these changes is to R&S Food Store, right across the road from Cafaro House on Elm Street.
When students are walking this way or driving to apartments farther out, it's a really awesome view to see.
We have the dorms right there and the flats at Wick right there as well. So when kids walk to class and walk back from class, they see this mural coming in. So it's a great view for them.
The view has not only affected the students, but also the community as well.
It means there are good folks here doing good things for the area to make it better. And it sounds kind of smarmy, but it's a good thing. Simple as that.
The organization relies on fundraising and support from the community to make sure it can continue its projects.
We also held a fundraiser called A Taste of Youngstown, where we raised around $1,600 to $1,700, and that, for the most part, funded this.
If you'd like to get involved or find out what they're up to next, you can contact the group through email at ysuscape@gmail.com.
We just encourage YSU students and the community to get involved together to make this more of a campus area.
For Light the Wick, I'm Jeff Hogan.
YSU's fall musical, The Spitfire Grill, premieres next weekend in the Ford Theater in Bliss Hall. Jen Neighbors has more on this story.
It's that time again, YSU's fall musical. This year, it's the Spitfire Grill, and I got a chance to go behind the scenes and look at one of their final run-throughs for the show. I also got a chance to talk to a few of the actors and find out what this show is all about.
Spitfire Grill is a musical, but the Spitfire Grill is an old grill set in Gilead, Wisconsin, where many interesting people come together and many lives are changed over the course of the seasons.
Even with the final run-throughs of the show happening almost a week before showtime, an actor's job is never done. Exactly how long do these actors devote to learning their lines and cues for a show like this?
We have practices about 5 days a week for 3 hours each day, Sunday through Thursday.
Personal practice time is a huge thing. On my own, before the show got off its feet where we were into runs, I'd probably practice about 2 hours a day separate from rehearsals on the music and on the lines. So a lot. It pays off in the end. Hard work.
While most of the cast are students here at YSU, Molly Galano is the exception.
I'm really honored to be working with the theater department here at YSU. And I was brought in from the community, and I'm having a wonderful, wonderful time.
The Spitfire Grill opens in the Ford Theater in Bliss Hall on October 17th at 7:30 p.m. Tickets for the show can be bought at the box office in Bliss Hall or by calling the number below. I'm Jen Neighbors for Light the Wick.
Last Sunday, the B&O station was host to a local comic book show. Youngstown native Bon Pyant and a writer for The Simpsons, Chris Yambar, together organized the event for the 5th year in a row.
Well, the event that we're having here today is Chris Yambar's Long Con 5. This is the 5th year that they've had this out here in Youngstown, where they showcase all of the local talent.
This is Long Con. It's a free outdoor comic show. The price is right. As you can see, you get your value for your money or your non-money. It's basically a big fundraiser for a local charity called SMARTS this year. That's our target. And students motivated by the arts.
Chris Yambar has been a writer for The Simpsons for 15 years. He encourages people to dress up as their favorite characters, come out, and network with fellow fans. He brought his passion for animation and art back home to Youngstown.
I could probably live on either coast right now, but I choose to stay in Youngstown, where I was born, and I love it. Are you kidding me? What's not to love about Youngstown?
Well, that's all we have for you today. If you have any questions, comments, or interesting stories that you think we should cover, please follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/LightTheWickYSU, or follow us on Twitter at LightTheWickYSU. Now, we're going to leave you with a sampling of the staff performances for the Music at Noon. The Music at Noon, it happens every Wednesday at the Butler North.